Put order to your chaos. Maintaining that Luciferian mindset of self-deifying yourself by embodying the black flame of consciousness within the subconscious mind, and maintaining a set mindset of slaying APEP by putting your chaos into order and for your existence. That's what this symbolizes. This shit is this little snake right here, this little Ouroboros swallowing its own tail, meaning that symbolically you putting order to the chaos that you generate, being the self-deified self that you are. But that's neither here nor there. Conversation I want to have today is, man, about embodying this energy that we be fucking with, that you hear us talk about, this chaos energy, this dark matter, dark energy that we encompass and that we do work with spiritually and mentally and consciously and all that shit. And in relation with that, with different entities or deities that we fuck with, as far as like how we invoke them in the creative ways of, you know what I'm saying, putting on a deific mask of these different concepts. This energy will change you. And it's gonna change you in ways that you won't even fucking foresee. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna change you in ways that how you relate to humanity. You see what I'm saying? How you relate to your loved ones, your family, just people in the street, people you know what I'm saying, you in a grocery store with. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna change you internally. It changes the neurochemistry of your brain. It changes the energy that you encompass and that you just embody, and you cannot turn it off. This energy is all pervasive, and it has to be, you know what I'm saying, one of the more important things that I've noticed, that you have to be responsible when you embodying this energy, because it's a chaos energy. And if you're not in control of your chaos, it can become hazardous to not only yourself, but those in your environment. Because it's all powerful energy that we, you know what I'm saying, we tapping into. This unlimited, creative, primordial foundation for all things manifest. You see what I'm saying? And not only just being responsible with the energy that you embody, but having the, you know what I'm saying, the mental fortitude and being able to wield it and direct it in the course of your life, where you know what I'm saying, where you place it. You know what I'm saying? Where you place it in your life, where you want to, you know, making transformations and making change. Because, you know what I'm saying, just to get personal, like if I have anything that I may think of in my life that's a roadblock or somehow keeping my energy stagnant, with me fucking with this energy and me fucking with the Goetias and all these different entities that I invoke and I embody and shit, they you know what I'm saying, they on beck and call to just annihilate any forms of opposition, any forms of any basically path clearing. You know what I'm saying? Anything in my path that's stopping me from being what I am in all moments, that shit, you can, if you're not careful, the motherfuckers act on their own. Them energies are activating on their own, because you can, you know what I'm saying, they exist within your subconscious mind. They annihilate anything within your way, any person within your way. It depends, you know what I'm saying. So you gotta be fucking careful how you work this shit, because this is a powerful ass energy. You can fuck up people with this shit if you're not careful. So, you know what I'm saying. With that being said, like, knowing that we different. You see what I'm saying? I mean that literally, we fucking like mutants or some shit. We got superpowers, and I'm sure we all, those who serious on this shit like I am, have done the necessary things, done experiments within the environment that you're in, and in relation with different people that you surround yourself with. We've got the results from the mental experiments that we've conducted based on the strength of our mind and our will and our desire to bring about a magical result. And we got the results back. You see what I'm saying? And that's a very form of different experiments we may do. You might use one for mind control, like I use a lot. Vampirism, you know what I'm saying? Psychic vampirism, emotional vampirism, thought wave induction, generating a thought form without speaking with your body language and watching the environment, or those within the environment, pick up on that thought form and start talking about it or having a conversation about it, whatever that you sent out into the unified conscious field. Shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Shit like that give you that confirmation of your experiment being a success, of you being a, you know what I'm saying, a powerful motherfucker when it come to your level of your mind. You see what I'm saying? But you gotta be careful with that shit. You gotta know that that's a heavy responsibility you have down here, being, you know what I'm saying, being able to fucking have that power over people. You see what I'm saying? Because that puts us on a level like we were in the past, where every fallen angels and whatever, you know what I'm saying, within the stories of mythology, aliens, demonic entities of higher intelligences, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, Nephilim, Anunnaki, you know the story of that shit, where motherfuckers were different. You know what I'm saying? Now, in modern times, we looked at as, you know what I'm saying, within the comic books and shit like that, as being mutants or metahumans. You see what I'm saying? You got DC, where they call them metahumans due to the meta gene, and then you got, in Marvel, you got them called mutants due to the mutant gene, the X gene or whatever. It's the same thing. They talking about your ass, they talking about us. And having this energy, working this shit constantly, every fucking day, just building on that shit, it changes you, man. It changes you to the point where you feel, if you know what I'm saying, you just go home sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you around family and shit, and you can't even lower your, you got to know when to turn this. You can't really turn it off. You just got to try to be as normal as possible sometimes. And it can be painful, man, to have a mundane ass conversation about some shit you give not no fucks about. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's politics, sports, weather, you know, run of the mill bullshit. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Those topics of discussion that we dread when we around family, and just the same old run of the mill bullshit that we go through every time we see these people or whatever. But I will say this: if you're in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, and you don't have that connection with your wife on this shit, in my opinion, you need an outlet. You're gonna have to have an outlet to discuss these different things, to just have a fucking feedback and bounce off ideas of creativity and ways to, you know what I'm saying, apply these practically within your everyday lifestyle, as far as, you know what I'm saying, different ways of doing an experiment, different ways of, you know what I'm saying, sigil magic, and how to invoke certain energies and combining energies and shit like that. You're gonna need to have that support system, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And this, you know what I'm saying, this is an isolated path. I'm all about that shit, you know what I'm saying, the set mindset of being isolated consciousness. I mean, I got tattoos of born alone, die alone. I'm all about that shit. But at the same time, that shit can get, you need an outlet. You need other motherfuckers to talk to about this shit, in my opinion, that just, you ain't gotta explain shit. They on the same shit you on. And it's a hell of a fucking feeling. This shit cannot be taken for granted when you talking to like-minded motherfuckers when it comes to this shit. That is a feeling of, it's a great fucking feeling. You see what I'm saying? Of having common ground. You motherfuckers you never met in your life, right? But y'all can communicate if y'all online communicating, or you might meet a motherfucker for the first time, but you just felt like you known this motherfucker for centuries. And y'all get each other. Y'all can read it. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? A rapport that's, I guess, unnatural to this motherfucking, this reality we in, this realm we in, or whatever, man. It's great. You see what I'm saying? To have to feed off that energy between the two. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's man, female, whatever. But having a common ground of being motherfucking different, of being a Luciferian, whatever the fuck you want to call ourselves, chaos magician, whatever. You know what I mean? Just having that common ground of being a god of your reality, and you seeing other motherfucker that's your peers on this level, and it's a great feeling. And we need that shit. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie and be like, nigga, we don't need. You know what I'm saying? We need that shit. But this shit changes you. This shit changes you to the point where, me personally, like, I have little or no fucking reason to even, I'm sexist. I'm gonna explain this shit in a minute. I have little or no reason to talk to other dudes. Like, I don't play bad. I'm not in the gym no more. I'm not putting up shots in the gym no more. That was a way for me to build, you know what I'm saying, common ground with other niggas or whatever. I don't even hoop like that no more. go out to clubs. No more looking for bitches and shit. Like, no, that shit's out. I don't play video games and shit. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I can I have, you know what I'm saying, a reason to even fuck with dudes is either we getting money together on some shit or it's on this shit. Outside of that, they food or they just lab rats for experimentation and mind control, exploitation. That's it. I'm saying I prefer the company of women. I prefer to communicate with women on this type of shit because that energy that they provide for me is the most powerful shit in existence, and that's raw, primordial, chaotic energy. You see what I'm saying? Like when I'm talking to a woman, I'm talking to that's mama, that's the great mother. You see what I'm saying? And we all need that shit. We all need that motherfucking energy, whether we know it or not. Just to fucking be talking to her or communicate with them and just getting the creativity to go do some shit and apply that shit in your own life. And we might have had a conversation not even on that type of shit. You see what I'm saying? But that's how the energy manifests for me and how I apply that shit to my everyday lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? It's a great feeling. But like I said, this energy changes you. It changes how you see your reality changes because your subconscious mind is under a different programming that you set forth with this mindset that you embody. You see what I'm saying? This mindset that you encompass 100%, and you can't turn this shit off. You just gotta find ways, creative ways to apply that shit to your everyday lifestyle to gain more power, to be more successful, but also just to have it, you know what I'm saying, use it for creative ways just to function within this motherfucker. Because the mind is all, the universe is mental. And I study so much on how the mind works how the brain works. What function of brain an individual is using based on their body language, based on their topic of discussions, based on the colors that they're wearing with their clothes, based on the thought waves that pervade a city, a building, you know what I'm saying, a lunchroom. The energy, the thought wave, I pick up on all of that shit. And I'm able to tell what's what and who's who. And how I can just go, if I want to, I can just go in there and mind fuck all them motherfuckers if I want to. And I've done that. You see what I'm saying? But that creates you can't, you know what I'm saying, have a purpose and intent in doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? You can do experimentation to get results from the shit to just test how strong your shit is. You see what I'm saying? Other days, I don't want to do shit. I want to take the motherfucking day off of being a scientist. Because this scientific mindset it's like you got to be a scientist with this shit like we talked about. But just being like, when I don't want to be fucked with. Say, I'm not taking the day off. I just want to listen to my binaurals and not fuck with nobody, right? But I ain't nobody fuck with me. So this is what I do. Sometimes I do this before I go to work. I can be sleeping in the bed, but I go to sleep with the intention. I weaponize my sleeping patterns. You see what I'm saying? Because sleep is a technology. I'll get in that on some other video. But before I even fucking come to work, I know the city that I'm in. I know the environment. I can do remote viewing on this shit. I know it. The whole fucking thing mapped out. Latitude, longitude, line, square, wherever we at, I know it. Boom. I send out a thought wave. A fucking intense ass thought wave to not fuck with Shannon. When you see him, don't fuck with him. When you see him, you gonna feel the energy that nigga not to be fucked with today. He's not to be approached. He's to be left the fuck alone. Thoughts are things. So when I'm already in this environment, I'm already in that mode. Don't fuck with me today. Leave me the fuck alone. You see what I'm saying? I don't even want you to say, good morning, how you doing? None of that. Don't talk to me about what LeBron and the Lakers doing. Nope, none of that shit. And guess what happened when I fucking do that shit? 100 motherfucking % confirmation results. I do not get fucked with when I do that shit. Thought waves. Thoughts are things. Back with the desire and will and intention of not being bothered or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Another way I can use that is, say if I'm going to a store and I'm an action figure junkie, and I go looking for action figures. You know what I'm saying? I'm an imposing ass nigga if a person was to see me coming into an aisle or some shit, and I know that. I'm looked at, if I got my locks all out and I'm looking wild and shit, my beard looking all crazy and shit, and I'm in there, I'll go to an aisle, 4 or 5 people in that motherfucker, I send out a thought wave and get the fuck out of my motherfucking eye. I'm looking for this motherfucking new Black Panther action figure. Get the fuck out of my motherfucking way. This is my motherfucking eye. You gonna leave. And I do that with my thought waves and my body language. And them motherfuckers clear the fuck out. Animal magnetism, knowing how to send out thought waves and energy to disperse that shit. It's like we walk, it's like we in water. And you send out them motherfucking waves, and that's gonna bounce off of all they minds and they brain. They gonna get the signal. Whether they know it or not, they gonna unconsciously pick it up and they gonna disperse. It works like a charm. But you gotta be fucking careful with that shit. You see what I'm saying? I've done things where you can force your thoughts into a motherfucker. Say if I'm in the mall and I'm with my kids. You know what I'm saying? And I'm walking with my daughters. And I'm looking fly or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I might want the attention of that bitch walking back this way. And I'll put thoughts of sexual energy into her mind. And I'll get her to look at me and you know what I'm saying, to give me the confirmation that she picked up on the thought, just to see how it works. By using magnetism and using that thought wave and me focusing in on her and seeing her whole energy, her aura, being able to just see not what she's thinking, but feel the energy of what level of thought she's thinking. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? And I can just beam that shit in using my creativity and my visualization and just center that thought and shit, pick up on it. It's a certain subtle like body language or communication that you get to correspond that your shit work. You see what I'm saying? There's all kind of things that you can do. But like fucking with this energy, I will say this, that if you have anybody around you, say you know what I'm saying, you have rapport with, or you don't have to even have rapport with, but just in your environment, man, you gon' like your psychic energies and all your dormant psychic faculties and shit, whether it's psionics and you fucking with psychokinesis, you're gonna be able to pick up on other people's thoughts. You don't necessarily have to, like me personally, I don't necessarily have to know exactly what it is you thinking about ketchup. I know I'll pick up the energy that you thinking about. It may be like French fries, and then you know motherfuckers put ketchup on French fries. So I'm gonna pick up on the energy of what you're thinking about. So if you around people, man, you can just see their thoughts. You can feel their thoughts. Sometimes you can taste them. And if there's some individuals around you that may be lying to you or keeping shit from you, they not gonna be able to keep them motherfucking thoughts to themselves. Their thoughts are naked when you fucking with this shit, and that can become problematic if you're in a relationship. You see what I'm saying? If you're in a marriage and you picking up on fucking thought forms and thought waves that you know that you not generating, that's coming from whoever you focusing on. Or your wife or girlfriend can be on the motherfucking phone talking to a coworker about some work shit, and you can fucking put your thoughts, your energy on observing the motherfucker she talking to on the phone and pick up on what his true intention is and talking to your wife or your girlfriend. You see what I'm saying? And you feel this nigga feel like he can just talk to your girl or your wife and, you know, have an intention of fucking her, but he talking about some fucking accountant shit at work. But you able to pick up on that shit. That shit it can become, like I said, you gotta be responsible with this shit, because I say that because you can pick up on what the fuck he thinking about and you can kill that motherfucker with this shit. Seriously. I don't bullshit with this shit. I don't want to see nobody getting fucked up with this shit, but I'm telling you, being able to be and embodying this energy, man, it's like nothing you can't do with this shit. But I'm talking about like psionically, you can take that motherfucker's mind and you can do some shit with that shit. You know what I'm saying? By using your mind, your imagination. And especially if you angry about the situation and backed by your emotion and intention and will and desire, and you can do work on that nigga without even putting a pen to the pad, none of that shit. Just sending the motherfucking thought form and thought energy that motherfucker like a psychic wave bomb, and just have that motherfucker on some other shit happen. Man, you can give that motherfucker a seizure, a fucking you know what I'm saying, aneurysm, all kind of shit. That's the type of shit we fucking with. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, you gotta, like I said, you gotta be serious with this shit, man. Because this shit changes you. And you gotta be comfortable with having all your senses just heightened. Now, some of them you might want to fucking feel like you have to, you know, lower them a little bit, cut them off a little bit. Like, you know, your sense of smell may be heightened. You may be able to smell motherfuckers like Wolverine or something. you know what I'm saying, your vision being able to, you know what I'm saying, your vision may be heightened, your sense of touch, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your clairsentience, all those abilities are open. But how are you utilizing them, and how are you using them to, you know what I'm saying, on an everyday level to make you to transform? You know what I'm saying? Be responsible with this shit, because these abilities will come online. And like, this is interesting because like when I fuck with the Goetia and the Necronomicon, how these energies communicate within me, within my subconscious mind, is equivalent to how Iron Man communicate with Jarvis and, you know what I'm saying, Marvel Comics and the MCU and shit. It's funny because, I mean, you can send these motherfuckers to do all kind of different shit, man. And it ain't necessarily all the shit that they say they able to do within these books. You can rewrite the motherfuckers and give them new fucking attributes and new fucking correspondences and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like right now I'm fucking with King Payman, who I've been fucking with for the last 2 weeks. And it's changed me quite a bit. And not only that, I'm adding Marduk with that shit. You see what I'm saying? I combine both the two motherfuckers, them two energies, Lord of Magicians, you know what I'm saying, the Book of 50 Names, all of them motherfuckers. And I'm, for whatever reason, I just fucking with him and Payman. Like, I just combine them. Them motherfucking energies, like, no, they want to work together. I'm like, fuck it, boom, boom, boom. Did the sigil, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, did fucking ritual with that shit to devour both those energies and embody them. And it's been, like I said, King Payment, this shit is all about, like, mental. You be able to just see through different shit, you know what I'm saying? Pick up on all kind of different occult information. You know what I'm saying? Marduk can be looked at as your hero, your motherfucking slayer, motherfucking Tiamat, basically, you know what I'm saying? He basically your set type, like, a hero type, you know what I'm saying? Archetype or whatever. And, you know what I'm saying? Just having all powers at your disposal as being a magician. You see what I'm saying? Being able to embody them and just wield them as you see fit. But like I said, be responsible with this shit, you know what I'm saying? And don't be like fucking with Marduk. You can't be too prideful. You gotta be humble with this shit, because his pride is like equivalent to like Thor's before he became humble by his father Odin when he sent him to Earth to, you know what I'm saying, go about being, you know what I'm saying, humility and shit like that. Because I mean, I feel that within me, you know what I mean? That's why you gotta maintain your motherfucking frame as Lucifer, you know what I'm saying? You gotta maintain your core identity. But these powers, man, it changes you. You working with psionics, creating thought forms, implanting them within the minds of, you know what I'm saying, your subjects. I mean, most motherfuckers, you understand, most motherfuckers is totally asleep at the motherfucking wheel, just begging you to fuck with them and manipulate them. Dude, man, if you don't do that shit, you know what I'm saying, be responsible, man. Have a motherfucking true intention, man. And don't be responsible. Because you can fuck yourself up with this shit if you're not responsible, you know. You can fuck up somebody's whole life. Not just taking their life, but fucking warping their reality, and they just fucked up. Just be careful. Be mindful of that shit, and you know what I'm saying? Because this, like I said, this energy is is the most powerful shit. And another thing, this shit is building. When you unlock this shit, when you tap in, when you go through the self-initiation rituals that you conduct for yourself, once you turn these motherfucking powers on, it's like a roller coaster. And you gotta be able to, you gotta stay on that motherfucker with no rails. You gotta stay on that motherfucker with your thought and the strength of your willpower and your desire and all of that shit. Everything about you gotta be solid when it comes to this shit. Because this shit is building, it will, and it's gonna happen. Build momentum and intensity in how they function within your life. How you apply them within your subconscious mind. You gotta direct them motherfuckers. You gotta direct that chaos energy into order, into your existence on how you want to utilize these motherfuckers. Because it's building intensity and it's building momentum. Every fucking second of every day is building momentum and intensity. You see what I'm saying? If you fucking with this shit, you already know what I'm talking about. Motherfuckers who embody this shit and able to utilize that shit and direct these energies to your everyday life, to your, you know what I'm saying, your altars and all that shit. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, but being responsible and maintaining your frame as the God of your reality, knowing that there's nothing external from you that you not connected with. It's another thing, fucking with the non-locality and just being everywhere at the same motherfucking time. Like, you can project your consciousness anywhere in existence, man. You just use your imagination to trust the motherfucking results and the sensory perception that you get in being within whatever environment that you in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I use my remote viewing sometimes, you know what I'm saying? A lot, actually. And another thing that I use is, like, I can take my consciousness and I can enter a motherfucker's body and become him. And I don't do it long. I do it for probably like 10 seconds. I just feel like what it feel like to be that motherfucker. But I can still function, do all kind of shit in this singularity, like this body, where I let the ego just take over. But my true self went inside that motherfucker, and I'm operating within him for like 10 seconds. I'll leave and come back, and I end up fucking tasting some fucking pork chop that nigga ate last night. And I don't even eat pork. See what I'm saying? It's a little weird shit like that you just pick up. But that's just confirmation on you. I'm telling you, we different, man. We are not human. So however you want to fucking call that shit, we having a human experience, and this is a experiment that we conducting within this corporeal reality of this flesh, but we are something totally fucking, we aliens, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? We are. Let's just flat the fuck out. You want to just talk about that shit, we can. I mean, it's been talked about by Bobby, Phil. I mean, so many other people have been talking about this shit, but it's all throughout mythology. It's all throughout stories of motherfucker just being here, not from this realm, or from a realm of primordial existence, a primordial chaos, you can call this shit. Universe B, I talk about a lot, and this being Universe A. There's but we're not the same. We're not human. We have human form, we have the same corporeal existence, or, you know what I'm saying, arm, leg, arm, head, all that shit, but it's what we are, this energy that we embody is something else. And once you turn that shit on and you activate it, ain't no turning it off, nigga. Ain't no fucking stopping this shit once it start. It's just gonna build intensity and build momentum, and it's up to you to utilize those God forces within you to, you know what I'm saying, improve your everyday lifestyle, or to improve your existence, and whatever, your alchemy, your transformation, or just the experience of being able to embody these energies at this point in time. Because I'm telling you, it's building momentum, and it's changing this whole motherfucking universe around you, whether you know that shit or not, in subtle ways and not so subtle ways. Another thing, in my opinion, try to drink as much water as you can. You see what I'm saying? Water is very important because I use it to as a form of being pure, being like pure heart. This keeps my energy from being, it keeps it flowing smoothly. It keeps it from being stagnant, where I notice I don't have certain thought forms that I might pick up. You know what I'm saying? Negative thought forms, so to speak, I might just pick up, depending on the level of emotion I'm, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And I know that it may be because I've been, you know what I'm saying, it's because I wasn't drinking my water. That's just how, water is important to me, you know what I'm saying, this is how I use it. So, it affects everybody differently, you know what I mean, but program your water and drink water with the intention of being purified and pure heart and maintaining that energy. It's something that I highly recommend you do, you know what I'm saying, because anything that we touch, this comb, this key, this fucking gum, this fucking, you know what I'm saying, chapstick, whatever, anything can be utilized magically and applied magically, because you the magician, you the God of your reality, or whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying. So I wanted to say this, man, like I talked about before, support group, or the motherfucker that's on this type of shit that you can just talk to and relate to. You need that, you know what I mean. I use this shit, I have to have an outlet. I use the YouTube, or I use, you know what I'm saying, I have different conversations with people, because I absolutely fucking, and it's not, I want to let everybody know who I communicate with that shit, and people who I talk to within this shit. Like, I leave my comment section open and all that shit, because I like the feedback, both positive and negative, you see what I'm saying. But just knowing that I appreciate just to have a fucking, just to let this shit out, because you have to have an outlet for this shit. If you don't keep that shit in, it can become problematic in your life. You can fucking affect everybody around you, you know, environment. So you gotta have an outlet. You gotta have some type of form of being able to express this shit. And not all of us had that within our significant other. So you're gonna have to find somebody else to have that in. You know what I'm saying? But keeping your household in order, so to speak, or not, whatever the fuck you want. But it's a balance. You see what I'm saying? I feel like I'm fucking Superman, and I'm with Lois Lane, and Lois Lane don't know that I'm Superman. But I know Wonder Woman. And me and Wonder Woman we like, you know what I'm saying? We both like superhumans. We superheroes and shit. You see what I'm saying? So we on the same level playing field. We peers, but I'm at home with Lois Lane, so I gotta be human. I gotta be normal and shit. I gotta talk about whatever, normal human shit. Show emotion like I care, like I'm whatever. You know what I mean? I gotta be human. But it's a like I said, balance. And be creative with how you utilize this energy and be responsible. I'm gonna say that. But I'm gonna leave y'all niggas, man. I gotta say that shit because this shit building in intensity and momentum. And it's up to you to motherfucking put order to the chaos that you create. Because at the end of the day, chaos reigns supreme, whether you fucking wielding that shit or not. It is what it is. And it will show up. It has no choice but to manifest itself. And hopefully it's manifesting in ways that you designed it to manifest, instead of just doing it haphazardly, where it'll fuck your life up and everybody in your environment. I'm gonna get back at y'all niggas in a minute, man. But like I said, keep working with this shit, keep trying out new shit, experiments, and keep doing the motherfucking work, man. And know that this shit will change you. It has changed you already. That's why you still listening to this shit. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like I said, be responsible in how you wield this energy. And come up with new creative ways to apply this shit every motherfucking day. Because this is everyday motherfucking work. Peace.